Utah's rugged landscapes are steeped in legends of hidden gold, waiting to be discovered by modern-day treasure hunters or weekend prospectors. From the elusive Lost Roads mine to tales of newly minted gold coins buried deep in the state's canyons, these stories have captivated treasure hunters for generations. In this video, we're going to take a look at 5 lost gold treasures hidden somewhere in the state of Utah. So grab your metal detectors and pull out those old maps, because one of these lost treasures, if found, will set you up for life. Treasure number 1. Back in the early days in California, letters from trappers and hunters spoke of the Snake Indians carrying buckskin pokes filled with large gold nuggets. These nuggets, they claimed, were washed from sands and gravel by the women of the tribe in a secret location. Years later, a young law school graduate named Frank Lane stumbled upon one of these letters. Inspired by what he had read, he put aside his legal aspirations to search for gold. He partnered with another college graduate, John Howard, and the two set out west with high hopes, eager to uncover this golden mystery beyond the Rocky Mountains. For months, they prospected in the Colorado Rockies. While they found a few low-grade quartz veins, winter's approach forced them down into eastern Utah near Snake Indian territory. There, they set up camp and continued their search, but luck wasn't on their side. One restless night, Lane decided to call it quits, leaving the camp and the gold hunt to Howard. Alone and undeterred, Howard went out on a hunt one day. On his way back to camp, he stopped at a pothole for water. The midday sun revealed something glimmering below. Scooping up a handful, he realized it was gold. Howard worked tirelessly, panning out nuggets worth an estimated $700 from just that one pothole. Over the following weeks, he discovered more gold-filled potholes in the iron-stained mesas around the Granite Mountain. By winter, he left with nearly $100,000 in gold. However, fortune proved fickle. Howard's bad investments drained his wealth. Years later, he tried to find the site again but came up empty-handed. Either the potholes were worked out, or he never found the right spot. To this day, locals in eastern Utah speak of the potholes, but no one has found gold there. Some believe the potholes weren't natural but were dug out by the Snake Indians to gather gold, as described in those old letters. Perhaps the gold still lies buried, waiting for a lucky prospector to uncover the treasure of the Snake Indians' lost potholes. Who knows? Maybe the gold is still out there. Treasure number 2. Castle Gate, Utah, came to life in 1886 as a coal mining town for the Pleasant Valley Coal Company. Nestled in a rugged landscape of cliffs and valleys, it wasn't just miners who found refuge here. Outlaws, including the infamous Butch Cassidy, also made it their hideout. On April 21, 1897, Castle Gate witnessed one of the boldest robberies in Old West history. That day, a train from Salt Lake City arrived carrying the company's payroll, an estimated $9,000 in gold and silver coins. As the payroll bags were being carried to the company office, 2 cowboys sprang into action. One man, later identified as Butch Cassidy, held up the paymaster and guards, stealing the largest bag. His partner, Elza Lay, joined in, taking another bag. Despite being in broad daylight, the pair rode off with the loot. A bystander tried to intervene but was quickly silenced at gunpoint. The townspeople attempted to contact the sheriff, but Cassidy and Lay had already cut the telegraph lines. Fleeing south, the outlaws escaped and are said to have hidden out at Robber's Roost, which was a notorious hideout along the outlaw trail. The stolen payroll was never recovered, fueling speculation that it's still hidden somewhere near Robber's Roost. Castle Gate's story didn't end with outlaws. In 1924, the town was in the news again when an explosion in a mine killed 172 miners, making it one of the deadliest mining disasters in U.S. history. The town itself was dismantled in 1974, leaving behind only a historical marker along the highway north of Helper, Utah. But as far as anyone can tell, that $9,000 worth of gold coins has never been found. Treasure number 3. The Lost Roads Mine is one of the most legendary hidden treasures in Utah's history. Whether you believe it exists or not, its tale continues to captivate imaginations. Some claim to have seen the mine, sworn to secrecy by sacred oaths, while countless others have spent over a century searching the rugged Uinta Mountains for it, many losing fortunes, and some even their lives. The mine is said to be so well hidden that you could stand directly over the entrance and never even realize it. The story begins in the mid-1800s, when Brigham Young led some Mormon settlers to their promised land in what is now Utah. These settlers were faithful but impoverished, needing resources to build farms and homes in the Salt Lake Valley. To help fund their new lives, Young sent trusted followers to mine gold in California. While gold was frowned upon for the greed it inspired, Young viewed it as a temporary solution to help his people. During this time, Mormons sought to convert local Native Americans to their faith. One Ute chief befriended Thomas Rhodes, a devoted follower. The chief trusted Rhodes enough to reveal a sacred mine deep in the Uinta Mountains. This mine, filled with gold, was offered to help the church, but only under strict conditions. Take only what was needed and keep the location secret. On one trip, Rhodes reportedly returned with 60 pounds of gold to support the church. As he grew older, he entrusted his son Caleb with the mine's secret. Caleb followed his father's rule, taking only what was necessary, but rumors of the mine spread. To protect its location, Caleb enlisted a Ute guide named Happy Jack to help him avoid being followed. The two would often travel under the cover of night, evading ambushes and determined treasure hunters. As Caleb aged, he shared the mine's location with his wife, leaving her a hand-drawn map. Unfortunately, she couldn't decipher it, and when Caleb passed away, the secret went with him. To this day, treasure hunters search for the Lost Roads Mine, but none have succeeded. Some believe the mine is guarded by Ute descendants, who, out of respect for its sacred nature and fear of greed, keep its location hidden. Whether the mine truly exists or remains a legend, its story continues to inspire those drawn to the lure of hidden treasure. Treasure number 4. Lost mines always capture the imagination of how can someone stumble upon untold riches and then forget where it was. The story of the Lost Crosland Mine is one such mystery, full of gold, curses, and unanswered questions. John Crosland, who was just a humble Mormon shepherd, spent his days tending sheep across the hills of Utah. One day, while rounding up some stray sheep grazing on a hillside, John stumbled over a white quartz rock with a golden vein running through it. Now, John was not a prospector, but he recognized the glitter of gold when he saw it. Unsure of what to do, John sought advice from his church leader, Brigham Young. Brigham's response? "Leave it alone," he told John. "Don't tell anyone or a curse would follow." Loyal to his faith, John obeyed and returned to his flock, keeping the secret to himself. But rumors spread. People sensed John had discovered something, even though he refused to say a word. Years later, a distant relative of John's was seen trading raw gold in the area, reigniting talk of a hidden mine. But then, the relative was found dead in the hills under mysterious circumstances. Was it murder, or was it the curse John believed in? Not long after, John himself died in a sawmill accident, further fueling the legend. The mystery deepened when two brothers reportedly acquired a map to the mine that John may have drawn. The brothers fought over it, and one killed the other before disappearing with the map, never to be seen again. Even outlaws got involved. Bill Hickman, a notorious figure, teamed up with John's widow, hoping to locate the gold. They ventured into the hills, but Hickman later turned up dead in another state. The widow, shunned by her community, lived out her days alone. To this day, the lost Crosland mine has never been found. Some speculate it's the same as the famous Lost Roads mine, but the truth remains buried. One thing's for sure: dead men don't tell tales, and the lost Crosland mine's secrets remain safe in the hills of Utah. Treasure number 5. Could there be untold millions worth of lost gold coins hidden in Utah's desert? This is one of Utah's greatest gold legends, and the truth is that these coins may very well still be out there waiting to be discovered. The story begins in 1849, just 2 years after the founding of Salt Lake City. To support the fledgling community, Brigham Young directed the creation of a mint to produce gold coins. The source of the gold is debated. Some say it came from California's gold fields. Others claim it was from the legendary Rhodes mine. Either way, gold coins were struck. Security, however, was far from tight. Coins were reportedly left unattended overnight in the small mint. Now here's where the story gets a bit twisted, as there seems to be 2 different versions of the tale. In one version, a lone traveler learned about the mint through casual conversation. Under the cover of darkness, he entered the mint, scooped up the gold coins, and rode off into Utah's West Desert, never to be seen again. The second version involves 2 brothers, possibly named Baldwin, traveling with a wagon train to California. Hearing about the mint, they dropped back, stole the coins, and rejoined the wagon train. When a posse caught up with the train, the brothers had already fled into the desert. Neither they nor the gold was ever found. Both stories agree on one thing: the thieves got lost in the vast desert, ran out of supplies, and met their end among the sagebrush. Somewhere out there, a leather saddlebag or 2 full of rare gold coins may lie alongside their remains. So how much gold are we talking about? Records show less than 50 of the 1849 $10 coins were struck, but experts suggest there could have been more, maybe even hundreds. Today, each coin is worth well into the thousands. Do the math. That could be easily several million bucks worth of gold coins just waiting to be found. In the 1970s, a rancher stumbled upon some bones, a rusted pistol, and an old saddlebag in the desert. While it turned out to be a lost Pony Express rider, it proves treasures are out there. Could the next discovery be the legendary Mormon gold coins? If so, then it might be time to grab your metal detector and start searching. Well, that about wraps up this week's video. I hope you enjoyed this short story about 5 lost treasures in Utah. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you more old, lost mine stories.